2, 3. It says we're live. I'll believe it when I see it. I need like a big green light that goes. There we go. And then I clicked the wrong button. All right. So, hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. We're going to do another interview today. It's a little bit of a weird time of the day, but we're going to make it work. It's 3 in the afternoon for me and 11 o'clock at night for you, right?
It sure is. It sure is. I mean, yeah, that's life, I guess, and I'm still as awake as I could be, even if it were, I don't know, 2, 3, 1 p.m. I mean, actually, honestly, no, it's reverse for me. It's I wake up at around, I mean, like mentally, I wake up at around 7, 5, 6 p.m. So you have me at my prime, which isn't
There we
saying
go.
much, but
Well, that's good. That works out for you. So, Mr. Holger here reached out to me very recent. Actually, we got this set up pretty quick. And he was kind of wanting to spotlight showcase his group finder tool, which is just called Group Finder. And I told him, I said, well, we can bring you on and do a little interview. That way people can see it, hear from the man himself. And then that way the video will be there to watch later if you can't catch it at this weird time of the day. So, yeah, I think from there we will just get into it. So, surface level, it is a tool for finding people to play with for TTRPGs, but I am going to let Mr. Holger himself do the. I can't really say the elevator pitch because technically you have longer than that. So, your extended elevator pitch, we'll say, if you want
yeah.
to tell us what it is.
Well, basically, it does what it says on the tin. Let's put it this way. It's Group Finder is basically just a platform that connects players and groups. It does what you would expect, and we have been building it. Well, actually, we have been building it since 2021, when we first released it for our local TTRPG, mostly D&D, but still let's call it TTRPG community here in Estonia. And I mean, the whole shtick with the name being so blatant and on the nose came from the fact that Group Finder, or in Estonian Grupireide, which is also Group Finder, was a working title. We never we just needed a project name that we could push out and start working on, and we would figure out the name later, because I mean, there was many years even before that, I came up with a similar concept that, I mean, back I had difficulties finding groups. I mean, we all mostly usually do. You either have groups and you're content with it, or you want to find other players or other people to play with, and there wasn't really a platform, especially for Estonians, that would connect you with other players. So I started initially working on something that back then I codenamed AirDND. Hold
I
for
like it.
applause. Yeah. I did too, because it's ingenious. But well, I'm no developer. I'm a designer by trade, brand design, graphic design, web design, and stuff like that. And while I do have some background in coding and programming, it's nowhere near enough to actually build a fully functioning tool or platform like that. So I scrapped the idea alongside with the name, which while still brilliant, it would really struggle against, I mean, SEO wise and Google search wise with Airbnb.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it would keep suggesting recommendations. Did you mean Airbnb if you wrote in Airbnb and so forth? But still, the name was brilliant. I'm pretty sure at some point in time, someone will pick it up and use it, because it's there, it's on the nose. But in 2021, we started working on the initial version for Estonian market, or community, not so much as market. And slowly but surely, we figured out that people want to use this, people need this, and people found groups and tables and players thanks to this tool. So we kept slowly on the background working on it, but the development was slow because, well, it was a side project. And I say side project because the actual side project was back in 2020 during or prior to the start of the temporary world order that overtook everything and happened to all of us. We started this little Estonian D&D focused, but still TTRPG focused community called Quest, which was intended to kind of popularize D&D in Estonia, because we have not really caught up with the US market and also the western side of Europe in some terms. I mean, Estonia is known for our startups and our Skype, Bolt, TransferWise, now known as Wise. I feel like this is one brand that keeps referring back to what they used to be in terms of name, just like the artist formerly known as Prince. There's something that going on there. I mean, so yeah, Estonia is known for like IT type of solutions, and we're super proud about it. But in terms of like TTRPGs, we were slow to catch up, and because we were part of the Soviet Union back in the day, and on the other side of the West and East Germany type of a split in Europe. So we are kind of playing catch up here. And with the whole Quest project, we decide that we want to popularize it because we love the hobby so much, and we feel like there should be more people involved in it. And so we started writing articles, made videos, made a Discord thingy, and so forth. So we kept building this community that in some part we knew that existed, but it was so clustered. It was so basement level thing that maybe someone knew that someone played D&D, or they heard that someone played somewhere, but there was no common ground. There wasn't a so to say messaging board anymore that would connect us Estonians. So this is basically Quest, and now we also have like some YouTube live play series and stuff like that. But I'm not even gonna shout out Quest in detail, because pretty sure your audience doesn't speak Estonian, and this is not me being patronizing. This is me coming from a 1.3 million population country, smaller than most of your towns.
Well, I live in a small town, so I at least got that going for me. But yeah, most of them, probably safe to say, they don't speak it.
Yeah, which is, I mean, beyond reasonable, because Estonian, as far as I know, is a really difficult language to learn. So not that you should, because it's just 1.3 million people. Pick a better language if you want to learn another language. So many others which are more universal. But yeah, Group Finder. In terms of Group Finder, we kept it as a small Estonian thing up until I would say the beginning of last year, when we decided that we should really be pushing it outside the Estonian borders, because we saw the potential in it. And we started working on redesigning the brand, the whole layout, the whole platform, from both a user experience side and also from a technical side, because it was a bunch of spaghetti code by that time. And in the middle of last year, we went more public with it. And ever since, I would say October, maybe end of September, we have been working hard on pushing it to more and more countries. And that's one of the things about Group Finder, is that while our domain name ends with a .eu, we are completely global. I mean, we have users from US, Europe, some Asian countries, Australia, and we add more and more countries if we see people request. Like most likely the next area might be South Africa, because we're seeing quite a lot of interest coming from there. So yeah.
That's
Group Finder.
yeah, that's Group Finder. I like your little the logo for it, because when I was making thumbnail, I was like, all right, what can I put on here? And I was like, oh, there's got a little something, and I put it in there, and then I was like, oh, okay, it's like a table and a people connecting. I was like, wait, that's a little beholder, isn't it?
It is a beholder, but at the same time, if you look at my name, then it becomes a beholger because I'm Holger. But it's not an official mascot thing, and also for legal reasons, it's not a beholder.
Yeah. It's a
Obviously,
Group Finder logo. It has nothing to do with beholders.
No. It's at best it's an eye monster.
Yeah. We a buddy of mine, Dave, he made Ironbound, and then he was making another system called Plaguebound, and the running joke was legally distinct owlbears in it. And it's been going for so long I forget what they're actually called.
Yeah. You have to be careful with the whole Hobbit halfling shebang and
so some companies are more strict than others.
Yes, while they don't go full Nintendo.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's a thing going, isn't it?
Yes, it's you still have to be kind of careful not to tread on anyone's particular trademark or copyright or whatever thing. But yeah, it's Group Finders. One of the focuses we also have with Group Finder is we do see some other platforms that also exist that allow you to, for example, advertise your group, like looking for players for, I don't know, Pathfinder, first edition, maybe this adventure path and so forth. But most of the other platforms seem to neglect the player side. So we have kind of focused 50-50-ish on groups being able to advertise their thing, and also players advertise that they're looking for, I don't know, a Pathfinder group, a Cthulhu group, or a Daggerheart group. Although if someone looks for those three, then they have very distinct, different expectations. But
yeah,
regardless, Group Finder still covers like both sides of the table, and we feel like this offers a box to stand on for both sides, not just one.
Yeah, I know. So today, before we got set up, I went and set up an account and was perusing through it, and I was like, I like the player things. Just all these people. It doesn't feel like you're walking in on a group of people, but at the same time, it's like, oh, this is people in here that are at least willing to raise their hand. Can you reach out to I guess you would have to be able to, right? Like if I click on this guy right here, are you able to contact? Okay, yeah, there's a contact button.
If you're logged in, then yeah, you can.
Well, that's cool. So I will ask, usually things like this, at least the Group Finder bits, it's usually, from what little I've seen, it's usually based around the idea of a paid GM, and that's how that site makes money, because they're like, okay, you charge your rate, we take a percentage, but yours is free, right? Everybody can just sign up.
Yeah, we don't hide anything of that sort behind any paywall. Currently, as a user, you would have a difficult time even giving us money because we don't have anything of that sort set up. But at the same time, you most likely have seen on both the homepage of the site and also on the groups and players listing site or area that we have a promoted content section.
I got it on the screen right now.
Yeah, there it is. And that's one of the things that, I mean, yes, we can be anti-capitalism and all that jazz, but we have running costs.
Yeah.
All the map services, all the different services that we use to keep the site running and usable and secure, as secure as you can, of course, looking towards Discord leaking 70,000 users' data. But sure, not everyone can be perfect, and neither are we, of course, but we'll definitely work on that and stuff like that. But why I'm saying this is that most platforms kind of, and this is not to be mean towards others, smaller or bigger platforms, they tend to focus on being completely anti-capitalist or anti-paid anythingness. We are transparent in that sense. We need some support from somewhere to keep the servers running, because up until this point, basically, we have been paying and running everything and anything from our own pockets. And this is not sustainable. And this is one of the pitfalls or problems that most similar platforms have encountered in the past, and have stopped working or stopped existing because they run out of money or the costs just overwhelm them. We don't want this to happen. We want this to be a sustainable thing. Therefore, we have to cover our wallets or balances or finances in a reasonable manner. And this is what the paid content section is all about. It's about maintaining and managing the costs. And one of the things we are kind of somewhat strict when it comes to this paid content section is that you're not going to find any Temu ads or any financing or crypto or gambling or anything of that sort there. It's tabletop gaming related.
Mhm.
It has to be, because people don't hate ads in general. People hate ads that don't have anything to do with them. Because I love seeing ads for dice, different wacky dice and things. Like I enjoy them, even if I'm not immediately buying them. I enjoy seeing them because they look fun, and maybe come Christmas I might get some for either me or someone else. So I know what's going on. And similar thing with the paid content. We want to promote things there that would make sense and would be relevant to users of the platform.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up, because like that was something I noticed, right? Because in your email you're like, hey, this is a free thing, and then I went to go look and I saw the promoted content, and it's a card-based anime TTRPG and a VTT, and I was like, this is the kind of advertising I like. It's related to what I'm currently viewing. Instead of some, like you said, random gambling ad or Temu, which somebody in the chat Blaze is very much against Temu apparently. Oh yeah, so I like pretty much what you just said. I like seeing that. That's nice. And
yeah,
it my little pea brain that doesn't run a $1 billion corporation, I would think, hey, this is probably far more effective than blasting the entire internet with millions of dollars in marketing budget but I guess it works for them though, or they wouldn't keep doing it. So I guess that does show what I know.
It's the effect of having millions and millions of users. I guess you just throw anything and everything at the wall, and something eventually sticks. That's the nature of things that stick. But yes, with us, it's more targeted. And sure, users might feel like, oh, this is just targeted ads towards me. Yes, it is, and we're super transparent about it. We're not hiding it behind something. If you hover over the question mark next to the promoted content header, we explain that these are paid things. And well, we're open and public about it, because things cost money. And if we want this thing to exist in a month, in 6 months, or in a year, or going forward, the costs will keep ramping up, and we are seeing the costs ramp up for us quite quickly as we are entering other markets and gaining more users than initially. So we are kind of transparent in that sense, and eventually, this is not me trying to sell this promoted content section to anyone, but one of the things that we will have eventually is very targeted promoted content. For example, you come up with a, Pathfinder 2nd edition spin-off or a adventure book path thing that they call. You don't want, or the users don't want to see it if it's not related to them. And what I mean by this is we can only offer promoted content ads to only D&D players, for example. if it's a D&D thing, then you don't want to be blasting it to people who are inherently or excessively against D&D, for example. And that
Don't
way
know
we
anybody like
kind of
that. No.
that way we kind of keep it sane, and also for the Kickstarter things, someone running a D&D source book thingy resource, they will most likely want to be targeting D&D players, and D&D players are more likely to be interested in said things. And it's just being transparent in this situation.
Yeah.
Yes, we take money for ads, but ads are validated, verified by us, and we try and do our best that they are not Kickstarter scams. But I mean, with the nature of Kickstarter scams and with some of the videos that go around currently on YouTube from some D&D or TTRPG channels,
I just saw that.
I
I haven't
I've
watched it,
seen
but I
it.
saw it came up on my
Yeah,
feed.
I've seen it on two people's channels so far. One quite analytical, and it's definitely something that we have to be aware of and kind of wary of. But at the same time, we're gonna make a mistake at some
Yeah.
point. We're gonna let some Kickstarter campaign there that eventually just rug pulls everyone. And
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't
yeah,
really. I mean,
no,
some you can look at and say, yeah, that's not going anywhere, but some
yeah,
you really don't know. Um,
yeah.
which does lead me to a couple other things here. But Blaze wants, I don't know if you have a flat rate, but he's asking how expensive is it to put ads on your platform? Because I know he's got his own system he runs and hosts himself, so he's usually looking to promote.
Okay. Currently, since we are very much starting out, we are offering either placement for 15 days or 30 days. And the price for that would be 90 euros or 150 euros, respectively. I don't know what that's in dollars. I'm guessing
Well,
100
he's in
something. And
Germany, so you're
okay, there it is.
yep,
Then he gets it.
you're speaking his language there. So.
Jawohl.
So yeah, on that note, with promoting and stuff, I was wondering if you had ever considered with this site kind of. I was scrolling through it, and a fair chunk of it, not surprisingly, is D&D and a good dose of Pathfinder. But every now and then, you see a few little indie things. I was wondering if you had considered, since there's so many indie designers out there doing their thing, if dipping your toes into that, like having a work. I think you got a tag for homebrew, but have you thought about like a work in progress portal that people can go to for things in development needing testers specifically or anything like that? Or and kind of that way they can kind of build up some exposure as they test. I can see the dark side of that. Everybody's got their own 5e hack and everything they want to do, but it could be interesting.
It's honestly, haven't considered it, but I'm not saying that as I'm not considering it, but we have so many irons in the fire at the moment that I'm just gonna put this out there. We're a team of 3 people, so these are our resources, mental and physical, at the same time. We can't do or come up with everything and anything. So, I mean, I'm saying this as I welcome any and all suggestions and recommendations and ideas. And that it does sound, and we would love to promote or help smaller projects and things like that. Either find playtesters or get some exposure in some other sense. Also, there's a tag for playtest, so
Yeah,
that
that was
might be
what I
more.
was trying to think of.
Yeah, that might be more for that. But I mean, yes, you would have to know what you're looking for at the end of the day to find, unless you're someone who, as a hobby, loves to playtest. Then I mean, then that tag in search is for you. But definitely something worth considering at some point. Because at the same time, we are also in the background. We're working on multiple different upgrades or updates to the whole platform, one of which is something we kind of call, well, I can't say kind of call, because everything I call as a project name or working title ends up being the finalized product's name, but it's basically the library, where we will have a list of, I won't say all, but we will have a list of very, very many different TTRPG systems. So you can learn more about what is, I don't know, what is Cyberpunk Red, for example, and then you will have some information about it. You can see all the games listed on it, some links which are important or which aren't, and also if time comes and it's possible, then the creators or developers of said system or any system can either submit their own to let us know, hey, we exist, or we're a system that that would love to be in the library, and also maybe they would like to rewrite everything that we have gathered so far for whatever system, because we don't know most of the systems. We can't know. No one does.
Yeah.
So we'll just collect the bare necessity and the bare information, and then hopefully people will have a better idea and understanding that, first off, there are more systems than D&D. That's one of the things I would love people to discover through the platform, is that, sure, you can love D&D, but it's a good gateway system. But maybe you have gripes with, I don't know, combat or with the inventory system or something else, and maybe you prefer something more modern or something like that. And while yes, you might end up with a DM that homebrews a lot of systems and turns your D&D into something that really isn't supposed to be based off of D&D. And maybe with the help of the library, you will discover that, hey, there's actually a system that really addresses these pain points that I've had so far. So this is something that we are working on in the background, and also in the library we'll have like tools like different VTT platforms and character sheet platforms and things. The point is to have the library to be like a yellow pages, which is gonna be a reference that's getting more obscure by
some
the
people
year.
might not know what that is.
What's a more modern way of saying yellow pages?
You got me on that one.
It's a phone book.
Yeah, like a directory
But it doesn't
kind of thing,
Yeah, but neither of those things exist
Yeah.
anymore.
Wow. And
But yeah, it's, if you know it, if you don't, then Google it and you'll try and get the idea of it. So yeah, we're trying to like build this compendium of information that'll spread knowledge about different tools, platforms, systems, eventually some Discord servers, YouTubers, and other media and blogs and things. So it could be a gateway. Yeah, really going back to the whole phone book concept, which I hadn't really considered before, but maybe it's something that the hobby space could do or could use. And again, looking at it from a maybe more Europe-based angle, but for example, a person playing or living in Spain, speaking Spanish, for example, maybe he would not like to, or maybe he would prefer to watch YouTube videos or blog articles and stuff in his language. But he doesn't know how to find them or can't find them or whatever other thing. If we have them in the library compendium, then they could just find them. And again, we're not going to be charging anything from anyone. Hey, you want to list your YouTube platform? Give us $1,000. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Like this, it's a free resource, free information, and we just want to build this library that hopefully won't burn down like the Library of Alexandria.
Here's hoping.
That's an even older reference.
Yeah. That one. But yeah, I was thinking there's might be some good opportunity there, because you know, what I get into is a lot of indie devs. Everybody's making their own game. Everybody's got their own system. But they all have to go find players, and that requires them joining a bunch of random discords and trying to swim through all the noise there, and worry about. Some people
Yeah.
worry about it, not everybody. Some people worry about being annoying because they're like, "Oh, I just joined this Discord to not spam my system, but I'm just here to look for players." But when you join a server, some people are like, "I feel like I need to communicate and socialize more." But where here, it's like, no, you're specifically here to find players. So
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
a very valuable resource to people designing. Just like, oh, here is a pool of people willing to play test random things, and like you could organize it a little bit. Like, no, I'm into crunchier systems. I'm into rules, whatever.
No, I mean that's definitely a direction to take at some point, because currently, a player can create their profile and add the playtest as a tag, but it could be more directed or clear or implied or invited or something along those lines, that the user could do that, and what it means, what playtest even means. Because if you're not that into D&D or that into TTRPGs, playtest might mean nothing to you
Yeah.
as a word, because
Call it
it's not
the lab.
Yeah.
That's the page it can be. I tell you
Yeah.
what you do.
So
you hand out award points for every time you help play test something. They get points and they get badges, and then everybody got to trick them.
I mean, we have a badge system on the platform, but we just built the foundation of it. But I mean, again, good ideas. Like, honestly, good ideas. I'm not saying we're gonna take the idea as it is, but
Yeah.
through some filters and things and iterations, seeing how it fits with some things and other things, definitely. I mean, we would love to enrich or help enrich the whole hobby space. Sure. Again, D&D, and that's why I keep saying D&D when I mean TTRPG, is that love it or hate it, but D&D is like 95% of the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And
It is.
it's the gateway. But again, being a gateway is a great thing if people realize that the gateway leads to other passages, and hopefully we can establish that somehow, somewhere down the line, that here are other avenues that a player or a group or a DM could potentially visit.
Kind of on that, trailing from it, the groups page here, is that just kind of the bump philosophy? Whatever gets the most recent activity, it boop, goes up, or?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly how it is. I'm a bit worried about the whole bump name, because I'm not sure if it's a thing that people nowadays understand, because I'm not sure if bump is a feature that exists.
I see it, really the only place I ever see it is in Steam forums, because most forums are going to Discord anyway, and you can't bump things in that. So yeah, when I was on here and I saw the bump button, I was like, oh man, there's a blast from the past.
I'm sure I'm sure the platform is full of these unintentional Easter eggs from the past, because I mean, that's how we grew up with. That's from forums and message boards and things that we grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, we might even we might even add the nudge button.
Nudge, nudge.
So that if you're an MSN Messenger user back in the day, then you remember it shook your screen and it was awful.
Yeah. Golly,
Yeah.
I barely use that, but now that you brought it up, I remember that.
Yeah, it made a little jingle and stuff like that. But we have also in process, in the works, rehauling the whole player and group profile side to make it more modern, I guess, or bring more focus on specific things and allow users to bring out either tools that, for example, groups could list what kind of tools and platforms they're using. Again, referring back to, like, for a D&D game, they could set up like we're using D&D Beyond for character sheets. We are using Foundry for VTT. We are using Discord for the video and the thingies. And also in our games, microphone and a video or webcam are required. So instead of just writing it down as text, we want to make it more clear, basically. So at one glance, you can see all the systems that are going to be required. So we are working on both the visual side and also the user experience side to make the profile or the group creation process clearer and more intuitive. But it's not going to be a finished product at any point. It's going to be an iteration upon iteration upon iteration.
You might have mentioned this earlier and I just missed it. Is this just a website or do you have a mobile app out too?
Yes. Is a broad answer to which covers everything. It's a website and we also have an Android app as well.
Okay.
And people with iPhone might be thinking, hey, are they discriminating against people using the Apple logo things? Yes, but not intentionally. It costs money to develop
That's
an
right.
iPhone app, and not just the yearly, I believe, license that we would have to pay, but since none of us three have any Macs or iMacs or anything of that sort, we would also have to purchase that, and most likely for both of the developers, so they could both work on it. With Android, it was just so much easier to get it going and have at least something, but it's not an intentional neglect towards iPhone or iOS users. It's more of once we either see that there's a clear need and we have the, so to say, financial means, we will definitely be having an iPhone app as well. But as it currently stands, that's the nature of things.
That's how it goes. It's what you get for buying an iPhone, I guess.
I mean, no hate. I mean, people use what I don't yuck anyone's yum in that sense, but I yuck the fact that it's way more expensive. And sure, as a corporation, most likely who is very well funded, it's a non-cost. But to us at the moment, it's a cost we have to calculate, and the calculation and the computer says no at the moment. So
Yeah.
there's that.
There is. So I saw that there was, I think I saw a report feature, like you can report somebody. Have you had the unfortunate experience yet of bad actors you had to deal with? And if so, how does that go down?
Unfortunately, yes. And almost since the beginning of our globalization efforts, almost since the beginning, we have been tackling, I'm guessing it's a person or a group of people that are, well, it's quite common, even on Discord, that you get these random people contacting you or people inviting you to a group or from a LFG or something, and everything seems to be going great. They're super into it. They accept you as a member, and here's the premise and who you want to play. I'm gonna play a ranger, something human. Cool. So before the campaign begins, we require that all the players get a commissioned art of their character, or whatever the phrasing is. And that's a running scam on the LFG field at the moment.
Really?
And unfortunately, yes.
Oh.
And this is the thing that, or this is the scam that found us as a platform. And there's a number of accounts, or actually a larger number of our accounts that have used Group Finder to contact people, and well, they direct all communication off platform to Discord, where we have no way of keeping an eye on. And I'm not saying that we are spying on anyone's messaging. That's something we don't have. But I mean, we have trigger words and things and phrases and stuff that tries to detect whether something is suspicious, and we could deal with it ourselves. But unfortunately, yes, we have gotten some reports from users that let us know that this specific user or that user is advertising these hidden costs or hidden fees, and this is not okay on our side. And we are, I think we banned. Well, we didn't physically ban. The system banned over 100 accounts today.
Wow.
They're becoming more aggressive by the day, and so are our detection methods. Yes, sometimes non-scammy accounts get hit in the crossfire, but again, they have the method of accessing the help desk or the thing in the bottom right corner. And some people, well, I would say out of all the bans, I think it's maybe out of like 200, 300, 400 bans, we've had 1 or 2 people reach out to us and ask about it. And I mean, we immediately take unban the person and so forth. But it's the nature of things. We don't use any AI in that sense, so we try and minority report them and predict their whatever patterns. But well, if people take the and they will, but if they take the communication and the discussions off our platform, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it after that.
I was gonna say, Discord's rampant with the art scams. You know, you just get this DM, "Hey, I'm looking for commissions. Life's hard right now." Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, man, God, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it is, and yeah. So, I guess sadly that's the nature of platforms like that. But we have faith in our systems and things that users will get less and less of those. And I mean, reporting is always a good idea. It never hurts. We don't automatically ban anyone if they reach a threshold of 5 reports or something. We don't do that kind, because we've seen different MMOs fail with that spectacularly, and users just get mass reported for no reason. And I mean, it would be a great way to get rid of other paid DM group posts. Just keep reporting them and system removes them. But no, we don't do that. At the end of the day, we might remove you as a user if you keep abusing said system. But fortunately, no such thing yet.
Yeah. So speaking of the DMMOs thing and all that, have you thought about for the players, like getting ratings? You couldn't, instead of reporting them, it's just like, oh yeah, I played with this person. You give them a thumbs up, and then they collect them, and they're like, I have 35 thumbs up. So like, people know, oh hey, this is a good player. I don't know what the point of that would be.
I mean, it's social validation. It always works. We have thought of it. It's definitely a thing that could help, especially paid DMs or DMs who run like one-shots on a frequent basis. But we have to come up with a good solution to make sure that someone doesn't just create additional accounts to just hand out their thumbs.
That's true.
So there has to be some way. And I mean, I understand how systems like Start Playing and such can do this, because every player and thing is verified because they pay money through the platform. Currently, we don't have and emphasis on the currently, but it's not in the roadmap even. We don't have plans on trying to kind of replace or imitate a similar system where payments could be done through Group Finder. It seems like a financial can of worms that we are not really ready to open yet. And maybe at some point when we have more resources, both in terms of finances and, well, that'll lead to more people, we can spare some mental resource or some people on that task. But currently, as it is, we're gonna be, for some time at least, we're just gonna be a messaging board. Well, yeah, messaging, advertising, bulletin board of sorts, and just a middleman. Like if you're running games on Start Playing, sure, just put your link there or share the link somewhere, and we don't mind. We don't see that as a competition.
I know a guy who's used to be on Start Playing Games. He got banned twice. He got banned, and then he argued with them real bad, and they're like, all right, we'll give you another chance. And what was happening was he was a paid GM on there, and he would get players on there, and he would follow their rules, but he also had his own Discord server. So, I mean, you can't play on Start Playing Games, so he'd run them through their game, and he's like, hey, I'm running these other games. And then he'd try and give them discounts, like, oh, you're in 3 of my other games, let me give you a discount, or you're a repeat customer, things like that. And somebody snitched on him and told Start Playing Games, hey man, he's taking money outside, and they canned him. It's just like, really?
Yeah, I've heard this similar exact thing from some people as well, and I mean, I don't agree with it. I'm not gonna put out the public statement, Group Finder condones or something like that, but I don't agree with it. I get it, but I don't agree with it. So this is definitely, if at any point we decide to offer some kind of a middleman service of that kind, it's very likely that we are gonna do our very best to avoid that kind of a thing, that you're really allowed to only DM games through that and so forth. Like it doesn't sit well.
They were trying to say, like, you can't take money for any games and be on our side of this. It's like, come on, man, really? That's, somebody got too big for their britches. So
it's in the rules. So I get it. They have the right to enforce said rules. I don't agree with said rule, but it is there. So if you're using said platform, then that's it. That's unfortunately it. But
somebody just brought up a good point. If Discord implodes, we might need this site even more. A lot of people are supposedly going to leave Discord. Believe that when I see it, but
I posted an exact same comment in our Group Finder, like internal Discord channel, that maybe they'll blow themselves up. So Messenger.
Make room for everybody else. Let's see. Somebody says, what is the platform called? I'm late. It is just called Group Finder. It is groupfinder.eu. And they say this seems like a new chapter in group finding for tabletop RPGs. I like the concept, man. It could be super cool. It's simple. That's what I like. It doesn't have all the corporate bloat. So that's pretty nice.
Not
yet. Now, I already said
feature
it.
Creep. Sorry.
I was going to say, I already said it, but I'll say it again. I like this little strip of ads, and you could even put another one in there too. And it's like, I'm fine because it's related. I don't go look at Kickstarter, but if I saw something pop up, or hey, there's a new VTT, your new virtual D&D table. Like, I've been having problems with Foundry since they updated to 13, so it's like maybe it's time for a new one.
And currently we're quite strict in the sense that we don't allow any animated ads. So we don't want things to be flashing, because no one wants things to be flashing, and if you see it, you see it, and you'll see the promoted content section as just another part of the website. It's not something that screams and demands your attention, but it's just there if you have the time or you scroll there. So
I didn't even think about that, about not being animated, but that's pretty nice. Even if it's just a little character wobble or something. Yeah, that's just an image. I like that.
So we try and keep things somewhat simple, and usable. And I mean, simplicity is one of our focuses, because we have so many ideas. Like, hey, we should add feature A and feature B and feature C. And fortunately for us, at least one of us three kind of ruins the moment by kind of mentioning feature creep.
Yeah.
And then we realize, yeah, we are maybe doing too much or thinking too much. And instead of adding feature A, B, and C, we should think maybe we can integrate feature A inside something that exists. So it's not a separate thing, but it makes the one thing better. And we're constantly at a battle, well, amongst ourselves, in a good battle amongst ourselves, kind of finding the good middle ground between adding new features and making sure we don't add too many things, because you don't need that many things, at least.
Yeah. I would say it's just trying to get people to find each other, so you can keep that in focus. Let's see. Somebody says, I will go to the site and maybe find easy D6 Wasted Worlds. Hey, man, I'll play some Wasted Worlds with you. But Blaze wants to know, and Blaze, I was going to set y'all up after this, but since you asked, how do I contact you if I want to pay for an ad?
Well, basically, you can, if you go on the website, on a desktop, for example, you will see 3 ad slots in the promoted content, and the one on the right currently is promote your stuff. So click on that, enter some information, and I'll contact you myself, and we'll figure things out.
There you go. He's going to promote World Shapers, I already know.
I mean, good. From both a publicity standpoint, good, and also from our standpoint, we get to keep lights on for another month or half a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the thing that really got us off guard, or caught us off guard, I think mid-January, was, well, we are gaining users at a rate that we did not expect, which is a great thing, of course, because it validates our initial assumption that people might use this. But with that, we realized that many of the services that we have been using so far, free services like the map thing and some other things that we're using, they were great for when we had the Estonian market and Estonian users. We had like 500-600 Estonian users across the country, and it was great. Everything worked. And now that the users and the site and the apps and the things are creating more queries and requests and refreshes, and the images keep getting loaded and maps keep getting loaded, we have exceeded the free tier with many of the services. So start paying or remove said feature, and we're not going to remove said thing if it's really important. So we are currently shopping for different things, seeing which really works with us, and also we have to keep in mind that what numbers we're seeing today might not reflect the numbers we're seeing in 6 months, for example. So we have to kind of plan ahead, in the sense that, can we upgrade this number down the road without really putting too much work into it, introducing new systems and things and stuff like that. So it's a good thing that we're seeing more users, but it's an expensive thing from that side. And again, I'm being super transparent here. We need, well, that sounds desperate, no, but Group Finder needs money to keep the services running, and we don't want to be selling random ads. We don't want to be paywalling the whole platform, or setting every account behind some kind of a subscription or something like that. So we had to come up with a thing that isn't as aggressive or as insulting towards users, and this was the good middle ground.
Let's say the big West March fan just hopped in, and he said, just hopped in, gonna ask my silly question, is there a way to filter for West Marches?
No. Is the short and quick answer. But I have, you're not the only one who has mentioned or asked or referred to Westmarch. I do see that it's gaining popularity as a genre, I guess, or a subsystem or a
Style
meta
of
system
play.
or something. Yeah. So we have seen that this is a popular thing, and most likely we will either be setting it up as a type, so you can have a one-shot campaign, event, things that might come at some point, and also West Marches, because it seems like a different thing than a campaign or a one-shot. So, I mean, we don't currently have it, no, but again, we don't have many things which might be obvious to many users because we haven't gotten around to it. And it's not intention neglect, it's we'll get there. But again, mentioning things and bringing things to our attention is something that really helps us both come up with or think of things and also validate that, hey, yeah, people actually want this or would like this.
All right.
So,
Let's see. People are starting to pile in now. Let's see. Mr. Holger, what is one thing you're most proud of with this platform?
wow.
Get him.
Well, that's a simple question. Yeah, no. Honestly, I would say it's yes. The question was one thing. I feel like I'm like a politician here, not answering the question directly. I'm gonna answer it in two sections, but one and the main thing, which is it's gonna be super cheesy. So if you're lactose intolerant, I'm sorry, but it's the user base, it's the user growth, and seeing users actually use the platform. It's well, at the end of the day, you can build a platform, but if no one uses it, you build nothing. And we have gotten some feedback from some users who have gotten or found groups and or players, and they have been super grateful. And again, super cheesy, but it's honestly super nice to read this. Like I'm not used to this. Estonians aren't known for their emotionless or emotions, kind of like Finland or Finns there. And this has been the thing that has. I don't know if it's pride, but it's brought me the most happiness or enjoyment in terms of the platform. And the other thing that I'm super proud of is the logo.
I like the logo. Although I was gonna ask the font. Is that just Google's G? It sure looks like it.
I would have to overlay it with the actual G and verify it. I don't think so, but it might be. It might be a few degrees off. It might be 100% match. It wasn't our intention, but I mean, Microsoft used for a very long time a very generic logo type, so no one cared.
Oh yeah.
And have you seen the logo for Avatar?
No.
It's
Which
Papyrus.
avatar are we talking about here?
Oh yeah, not the good one, the blue one.
They have a logo?
Yeah, the movie logo.
I'm just gonna search blue Avatar logo.
Yes,
that got me. Well, there's the title, but what is their?
Yeah,
or is that what you're talking about?
I mean, the way they or the font they wrote Avatar in, it's Papyrus.
Yeah.
It's the generic.
Oh, that
font.
drives my wife crazy. She's just like,
if that works for them, and well, I would like to say no one complains, but people complained. They even made some SNL skits about it with Ryan Gosling, I believe. I think even two. It bothers people, but clearly not enough to hinder or prevent the movie from being an insane success in terms of like money.
Yeah. Let's see. Somebody says this is good cheese. It brings them joy. Let's say somebody's making jokes about time zones and live game finders will be $10 a month. But I did have a note on the time zone thing. Does it like automatically convert time zones for people when they're looking at profiles or anything like that? Or Their groups, like if I click on this guy right here, it
It
says,
doesn't. No.
okay, yeah, it just says what time zone it is in.
Yeah, but if you're looking for example, you might be, I'm guessing, East Coast. So
CST, Central.
CST, there it is. So if you go, for example, on the groups page and you click on the location thingy, you can set what time zone games or groups you want to see. So you can set
Okay.
CST, for example, and now all the games listed there should have the CST thingy attached.
Yeah.
So
Very cool.
it'll help you kind of filter out things that aren't that relevant to you.
Ooh, here's a Powered by the Apocalypse game. Looky there. Well, sweet. There was also at the table as an option of play.
Oh, yes.
You like actually sync people up in real life or get them connected or without
I
legal
have
issues?
before I provide any further answers, expand.
Well, I thought maybe it's just the U.S. It was some years ago. The government cracked down on people. You know what Craigslist is?
Mhm.
Okay, so they took
Yeah.
away the person, yeah, where you could post, hey, the dating side, right? They took that down because the government passed this thing where essentially if a child got caught up in this, the site was responsible because if that's how they met up and got abducted. So that might, like I said, that might just be a US thing. And I don't, obviously that didn't shut down.
Yeah.
It might have just been for dating things too, now that I think about it. So I don't know. It
Well,
was weird. It was some years ago.
still a good point though, and I mean, there are younger players and users in the hobby space, and sure, in-person games are an experience, definitely, in different ways, both good and bad. And we will definitely be, again, it's not a thing that we have neglected intentionally, but it's a thing we will get to at a point, maybe sooner than later, that we will be kind of, well, it's not going to be the Discord thing where you have to provide some ID unless some law at some point forces us to, but we might have to either deny or filter out in-person games and groups for underage people.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It
Saying
sucks,
somebody
but that's life.
says meetup still lets you meet in person without any issue. So there's still a way to do it. But
Yeah,
I was
Oh,
just
but
curious.
everything is valid in that sense, and safety is a thing and a concern. And once we get the blog stuff and things running as well on the site, we will kind of be having like these PSAs and things for in-person group chats, kind of announcing or suggesting that take a look at our in-person game, I don't know, guidelines or something like that, just to advise
Safety
people.
tips, precautions,
Exactly.
all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll definitely get there, but that's the thing, we'll get there when we get there. And
Yeah. Because that would be pretty cool. Just hop on and say, well, who's in my area that does this?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and one of the things that kind of connects with the whole in-person, well, whether we're talking about underage people or we're talking about everyone people, is the fact that we have been reaching out to different board gaming cafes, stores, venues, things all across the globe. You might actually see it. I'm not sure what you see currently on the screen, but
I'm on the groups page, but I can go somewhere.
No, you're in the right place, but the sixth ad or the post, what is it?
Well, I got a filter on here. Let me wipe that out. The sixth one is Last Place on Earth.
Exactly. So that's a venue, that's a partner on the platform. That's not a claim, and we are in a way kind of reaching out to different stores and venues all across the globe to add them on the platform. this isn't something that costs them anything. This is something that both enriches the community, because, for example, you're a new player, you want to find a store that sells dice, for example. Here's a store in your neighborhood or something that sells dice that's on the platform, so you can be connected. And at the same time, it can also be a place where you can potentially, if the place allows that, of course, it's a place that allows meetups. Like you can host your game there, for example. Again, an extra layer of security. In a way, like it's a neutral meeting ground with some employees and things around to make sure that things are okay. So we're also doing this. We're trying to onboard as many venues and stores and things as we can. It's been surprisingly difficult. For every, I would say, 50, no, even I would say for every 20 emails I send out, I get one response. And I have sent, I believe I have reached out to hundreds of different stores. Like, we're not talking about US here. We're talking about US, Canada, Australia, Europe, different countries in Europe, Philippines, and stuff like that. So we're trying to build this side as well. And that kind of like, eventually, once it starts getting some traction, we'll have places that are relevant to you, because currently, US side-wise, I believe it might only be this one place, last place on Earth, that is listed for the US users. And unless you're from or near Brooklyn, it's not going to be that relevant for you, because I don't expect people from LA to take a little hike and visit the store to get some dice. I'm not saying anything bad about the store. I'm just saying there are most likely places closer to you. But, well, it's just a process that we...
for those stores you don't hear back from, maybe you could, as it grows, you can encourage people. Say, hey, go to your local store and tell them about us. And
yes, that's we've been kind of doing that with some people, but again, it's a process, and I will bother them again at some point. I mean, the stores again at some point. Hey, maybe now, because something, and well, they most likely get tons of emails per day, per week, or something. So we don't take it personally in that sense. It's just the nature of things.
Well, hopefully what's happening is not what happens a lot to my emails, because I don't know what it is. My email is on my YouTube page, and I've been finding out a lot of people have been trying to reach out to me, and it just goes to spam, and I miss it. And I've gotten in a better habit of checking my spam every day. But yeah, there's some people that got in touch with me months later, like, oh no, man, I reached out to you like 6 months ago and you ignored me. Or what's weird is somebody will get in touch with me, and then I'll see on their email another email, and that's the first one they sent me. Or they'll be like, hey, just trying to reach out to you again, and that one makes it through, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, man. Now I gotta bust my balls to make a video in time, or whatever it is you need.
I mean, at least they reached out twice. I mean, so like, eventually they got through.
Yeah, that's, I guess, the moral of the story. Be persistent. So
yeah.
Well, let's see. Somebody did just ask, what's the email I can annoy my local stores with? So,
I mean, if any of you have a local store, board game cafe, or something tabletop related, then, I mean, getting them to groupfinder.eu/partner will suffice, because that page explains a lot what we are offering, and also what we ask in return, because I haven't mentioned this before. I did say it's free, but it's one of our marketing schemes.
Ooh.
It's spicy. Well, it's actually, again, a good thing that we're working on, is that if we onboard a store or venue or something like that, the only thing we ask in return is that, hey, when a customer off the street walks in and asks for advice on where can I find a D&D group or players, or where can I find picking up a book, players for this game, then they have an answer, and that's basically the only thing we ask of them, and we have no way of enforcing it, and we won't. But we just that's a method we want to kind of encourage and use to reach offline players, because yeah, sure, we even if we cover like 90% of the online players off of different platforms and things, there's still offline players who just pick up the book at the store and are faced with this simple problem of now what. And
Yeah.
if the local store or the employee or we also have like posters that they can print out and put up on the shop, if the poster directs them towards Group Finder, then they are closer to finding a group and getting into the hobby actually, and not just reading the book for 10 years before they ever get to play. This is me.
I was about to say, that sounded
Back in
personal.
Yeah, so that's basically what the whole partner side is. It's not a paid thing, it's a collaboration. Is sure, I'm spewing so many marketing terms here and kind of trying to doll up some different nuances, but at the same time it is a collaboration, since no one is getting paid for either side, and they're getting free advertisement on the platform. So it's
Yeah.
win-win, I would assume.
So, and I think this might be what Beyond Final Fantasy in the chat here is asking, what if you don't have game stores near you, but you have other meeting areas like libraries and cafes? Do they get to participate in this somehow, or have you crossed that bridge yet?
Cafes, board game cafes have been our focus, because those usually have like these quieter corners. Like we're not gonna be approaching nightclubs and offering them, hey, maybe you can have some board games there, huh?
Why are you dancing?
I don't think. I mean, maybe for Cyberpunk Red or
Yeah,
something
there you
like
go.
that. Sure, fun theme. But for the most part, yeah, that's gonna be a yikes. But I mean, board game cafes and stuff like that, places that offer spaces for board games and tabletop and stuff like that, yes, they are. Everyone is welcome. Libraries, more difficult in the sense that I don't know if a library needs advertising.
That's a
Like,
good point.
Like I'm not saying they don't, and I'm saying people should be using their local library like more than they do. But I mean, it doesn't fit the pattern. But again, it's a good idea in the sense that maybe it's a different approach, because what the whole partners thing also allows, contrary to being not having a partner in your local area, is that, for example, if you want to host a game in, I don't know, Vancouver, and we don't have a partner in Vancouver, then the closest pin that you can set for your game, as location wise, is Vancouver, and it's the general area of Vancouver. But if you have a store in Vancouver, then instead of just selecting the broad town itself, you can select that my games are happening in Vancouver gaming shop, and it has a specific location, geopositioned location that is more precise than just a city or a town or something like that. So that's also one of the benefits of offering or being a partner. You become a location on the map. So in that sense, libraries, it's a thing. It's kind of a different thing, but it's also connected to the same thing.
Yeah. So All Mice Die here says 7 local gaming stores near me. Pretty sure I can get a minimum of 2 of them to get listed. But then he also goes on to say most people do not know that you can come to our libraries and play games, and they get grants for teaching kids to read that they will spend on getting game books and give them to people. Well, looky there.
I mean, as someone who lives in Europe and also in Estonia, these kinds of systems come to me as news.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know these things, and sure, I could do a massive amount of Googling, but I mean,
You don't
I
know what
have
your
my
readings are
limits.
actually right.
Oh,
Somebody
that
could just post something random.
nowadays even more.
Yeah.
That sentence is true, but yeah, I mean, all and any suggestions of that kind. I mean, I will just eat them up and at some point spew them in front of my teammates, and we'll figure things out. And just well, we have been active, so to say, active for 3.5 months at this point, because October was when we actually saw the numbers start to grow, and well, February is weird because I don't know if I can say halfway through because it doesn't have any days.
Yeah, that's true. It's a little short.
It is.
Let's see. And then all my dice added, not saying you should know, but it is getting more and more common.
Yeah.
And also, Beyond Final Fantasy is very grateful for your transparency. So look at you, scoring brownie points. They love you, man.
I mean, if they love me, then let me give you something more, some sneak peek of what we are working on. It's not something I can. Hang on, can I share my screen?
I don't know how well it'll work, but we can try. As long as you don't have any personal information in there.
No, I don't. Let's figure out, because this is something that we are working on. How do I think like this? So
Ooh, I'm gonna have to change my overlay here a little bit. Give me a second. Whee! We're gonna be tiny. We'll try and make the screen bigger. Ooh. Well, lads, that's about as big as I can make it. But that should do. What you got?
I mean, the details don't really matter that much, but one of the things that we are working on in the background is a thing that we will be calling Group Manager.
Ooh.
And what it basically is, let me just create a new group. Let's call it my new group. For example, you're running a campaign and you have your group. Let's call it something more creative. Adventures in space and time, for example. That's the name of my campaign. Let's say I started my campaign literally right now. Oh, it's tomorrow now. Okay, that's why the date is off. I could also select an image. I'm not gonna, because who knows what's gonna pop up. And it basically creates, and what we're working on is it basically creates your group as a place where you can, for example, well, let me just quickly invite a player, another developer. I can invite people who are in my group. I can set, for example, I don't know, my character's name. Let's pretend I'm not the DM. No, let's pretend I'm a DM, and add some kind of a note, because maybe you want to specify that.
Okay.
Well, maybe you want to specify like my character's name. Where did it go? Character's name is Volta Alessandro, and the dude is a tiefling fighter. That's level 7, whatever. And if the other players also kind of fill this thing in, or you as a DM, you do it for them, you have a better understanding of who is this Holger in this group. Oh, it's that guy, and that's his character. And also, oh, when are we gonna have our next session? So you take up your time finder, you check your Google Calendar. Oh, I don't know, maybe Saturdays are great for me for this. Let's call it a session 0. And now there's a poll that people can go and vote on. You can say I vote on anything because that's me. and the
Yeah.
others can start voting on it. Well, I already see a bug. It's a testing thing, but I already see a bug because I did vote. Let me refresh, but nope, it's a bug. You can also, okay, apparently we had a first session. Let's call it session 1. It was the first session. It also happened, no, it happened yesterday because remember, the campaign is called Adventures in Space and Time. We can move backwards. It was just me. It was only I attended the game because I didn't tell them because I expected them to time travel back to yesterday. And it was a good session. Nobody showed up. I will leave it on as I'm asking for feedback because that's one thing that many GMs don't realize that they should be doing. They should be asking feedback for their sessions. Because maybe you're and I'm not even talking about like maybe like sensitive topics or stuff like that. Yes, it can be a thing, but it can also be a thing. I don't know. I didn't like how much combat there was, or maybe there wasn't enough combat, or maybe something felt off. Just feedback. It helps the GM kind of grow.
Yeah.
And so I posted my session 1. Players can see the session. I can check the feedback. There's no feedback yet, clearly. And users or the group members will be able to read the session recap. Maybe there are more sessions. They can kind of go back in time and check the recap for different sessions. And also you can just read up before the next game and get a reminder of, oh, that's what happened. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And you can add all sorts of documents, polls, for example. Let's go with the preference sheet. Some things, as I told you, it's in development.
You killed the beholder. The legally distinct beholder.
Very distinct. Maybe, I don't know which one I picked. Maybe this one now works. Nope. Okay. This is a thing which is in progress, but it basically allows you to create a preference sheet, which, well, 2 sheets which are pre-made by us. So it's the safety guidelines is based on the lines and veils or sheets and veils toolkit. So maybe someone doesn't prefer some topics and is okay with other topics. So you don't have to spend time on sending them a Google form, but they can do it within this this platform. Or let me create a poll: cats or dogs? And I believe I don't know. It's broken again in development. But you get the idea of what it is, and also you can upload your files. You can categorize them. Maybe you want some. You add some images, and maybe you also only add. For example, let me add a document. This is my Volta backstory and story. And you can just basically have the backstory document here, and if I want, I can just select it that only me and Magnus can read this and edit this. So it's mine and Magnus's file. Others have no idea. Brilliant. This is a brilliant demo. I'm doing so great. But you get the idea. It worked on my PC. No, this is my PC. But I'm not the developer, but again, this is something we're working on, and eventually we'll get it to a point where it works. We'll then move it on to the kind of like a closed alpha beta test to, again, figure out things that don't work immediately or need tweaking and correcting. But this is one side that we are building as a toolkit for users of Group Finder. And once we release this, we kind of will split. Well, it's a theoretical split, but we will split the platform in 2. It's going to be, Group Finder is going to be a finder, and it's also going to be a group. So group is the group management. Finder is what we currently have. So it's a happy accident that we named it Group Finder, and it turned out that we are building a Finder. Well, Finder was the obvious part, but we're also building the group side of tools and toolkits. So eventually, I personally, I'm gonna be using this for both of my games, the ones I DM, and it's gonna help me stay organized, like images and things. Maybe I'm just gonna add some images that only I need to see. Maybe I'm gonna add some the world map, for example. I will be adding here, and polls about, hey, should we be switching over to that kind of a system or that kind of a system? Is this fair or this fair, and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a thing, but it's gonna be a thing that we need to complete first.
Yeah. All right. I'm
So
gonna readjust it back to how we were here.
yeah.
Let's see.
So this is a sneak peek a little bit.
Yeah, we got the inside scoop. All right. Oh man, we're all messed up now. So with the tools coming, we got some play-by-post tools in store.
No,
No,
but it's a good idea.
yeah. I'm not saying it's easy, but I feel like it would be one of the easier ones.
Because we have the messaging system works really well currently, and building a variation of it for play by post makes sense. Huh. I will most likely rewatch this thing with a notebook or notepad in hand, and make some notes and points that we discuss here.
Yeah.
Because that's a thing I hadn't considered, and not intentionally, because I have never back in the day, and really back in the day, I mean like 20 and more years ago, I did play by post on some forums, but not within the last few decades.
I see you got that's one of the tags is there's play by post and live play by post. Is that just when people decide they're gonna get together and type to each other? Is that what a live play by post is, or?
From what I gathered at the moment when I added the live version, is it's either it's asynchronous or it's every Friday at from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. We chat or we play by post, but at the same time. So it's not something that's spread over a week or eternity, but it's more kind of structured. That's what I understood from when it was first requested. Okay. And
I got a buddy.
Those
we
know,
really
those
like.
know.
Yeah, I got me and a buddy. We really like play by post. It's just because he's a very busy individual, and it's just nice to be able to. It's like, I have 5 minutes. Let me send something. So trying to get him in a game is very difficult. All right, so let's see. Swords and Stones rolled in, and Twice Dead. Y'all are coming in on the end, because I got to get Mr. Holger here to bed. It's 12:30, I think, over there, as in midnight 30. So
it really is. Yeah,
he's way over there. That said, though, if anybody does have any questions, feel free to squeeze them in before we do get out of here, because I think that was about it for me. Let's see. I'm kind of scrolling through here.
I mean, if anyone and anyone watching it not live has any questions or things, just leave them at the comments. I will do my very best to every now and then come back and check whether there's something that needs answering or I should address, and I will try and do my best and respond, but I have a limited amount of time and attention every day, because I would like to say Group Finder is my full-time job. It's not, but the amount of time I spend on it feels like it.
Yeah.
But I spend more than a full-time job. Clearly, Exhibit, it's 30 past 12, so
yeah.
Exhibit A.
Yeah, that is how it goes. But hey, maybe one day it'll get up there and y'all will be 3 full-timers running a whole new thing here. Dang it, I had...
That's the dream.
Oh, I think I saw on here a Discord or something. I assume everybody has a Discord, right? So y'all probably have one too?
And exactly for that reason.
Because
Like
everybody has one.
exactly. It's for
There it is.
some people have
Choices.
suggested feedback and bugs and brought up bugs or things. It's less of a community. Well, it's a community because it's a Discord, but we're not really looking to grow it too large. Let's put it this way, or we don't spend too much time working on growing it because there are established D&D Discord groups everywhere and anywhere. And the last thing we want to do is try to compete with them. And if anything, we would love if a Discord group could let go of their LFG channels. Instead, they could import or well, get in contact with us and import our group finder bot to send notifications about new games and players to that channel. And then they can just focus on the community side of the Discord and not on the messaging bulletin board side, because that's not most likely fun.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. You know, when somebody's got a game they're trying to test out and they need to find players, they have to go hit up all these different Discords, and post game. Yeah, see, like on my server, I just have some roles, like an LFG role. Nobody uses it because it's a pretty small community, and they're just like, "Hey, you guys want to play?" And then they figure it out from there. But yeah, I had it set up in case it got bigger. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody who's designing a game has a server, and in that server, there's a little subsection like, if you're looking to play some games, post it here, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so that would be nice to just funnel it all back to you.
Yeah.
Because
we're not stealing your users at the end of the day. We're kind of getting you or giving you a tool that takes away the responsibility of focusing or worrying about the LFG channels, and you can just worry about the community channels.
Yeah.
You know, the thing Discord is for.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I like that. Just simplify it. Just get people connected without stepping on any toes. Because, like, that's the thing. Most of our servers, people, generally aren't there to try and find a game. It's just kind of a little bonus. Like, nobody joins the Squirrel server looking for people to play with. I don't think, anyway. Maybe they do. I don't know. I am not under that impression, and I'm there every day. So they're there to hang out and share what they're working on. That's kind of how I sell my Discord server. So
then that's a community server. I mean,
then
you're using the right tool for the right purpose.
Trying to, and then, you know, they want to run everybody off, but
well, yes.
We'll see. Let's see. Fantasy says, I'll take you up on that game, Mr. Squirrel. All right, let's do it. Discord is for screaming at each other in a first-person shooter. That, too. It's pretty good for that. Matter of fact, I think that's how I started using it, was I needed a way back in the Overwatch days. We all needed something to yell at each other in. And I was so confused. I don't know if you've played Overwatch. Have you?
I have.
Okay, so Zenyatta. I was a Zenyatta player, and he had Discord orbs he would throw.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what they were called over here. I don't know if that translated over there, but well, Discord was pretty new around that time, and I was on Reddit reading some Overwatch stuff, and I kept seeing Discord be used around. I was so confused because people were talking about Discord, and I was on the Overwatch sub, so I was like, are we talking about Discord orbs and Zenyatta? Like, what is this tool? Is that specific for Overwatch? Like, what is going on here? Then I figured out what it was. So,
yeah.
Man.
No, it grew really fast. I mean, Discord from nowhere to everywhere.
I liked it up until about 2019, 2020. Then everybody started using it, and they shifted their focus from games to just everybody. And it's just, yeah. Then the gaming features kind of went away, and they lost their focus and went for the mass market, which I guess worked out for them. But
clearly.
Yeah.
Well, soon we'll be going back to TeamSpeak 2, I think, or Ventrilo.
Yeah.
And IRC channels.
Yeah. There we go. I was telling people in my Discord, is like, I'm just going to email newsletter. That's what we're going to.
Back to basics.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Chat's just hanging out. Seems like we got all the questions. I appreciate you coming down, guys. There's a Discord here you can join on his website, or you can just go to the website and check it out. For those that are just coming in late, it is a free tool, so feel free to check it out, use it, see how it works. They are taking feedback. If you have questions, drop them down in the comments below, and he will attempt to answer them, or I will attempt to answer them. If I can't, I'll yell at him for backup. So
that's what Discord is for. Yelling.
Yeah, that's what it's for. So yeah, we will wrap it up. Wave and say bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
There you go. That's what you gotta do. All right.